Hi there, welcome to another episode of my kitty building channel. Today I just finished building this great looking fireplace. It's built up of mostly used materials, old brick, very old wood, an old piece of metal and a garbage can as an exhaust. And of course a bit of sand, because you're going to be using COB, and COB is cheap. All I needed to buy was a trowel for use with the COB, a wood gouge. When you're using COB, you will not need to buy any fire brick and no high heat mortar. In fact, you won't need any mortar at all, because the COB will do the job. It's your cheap mortar, it's your high heat mortar, it's your high heat sealant, it's your high heat plaster, and it will protect all your second-hand bricks from the fire. I've been building this in about 10 hours time, and I've been spending about 10 bucks at the most. Let's go back to where I started and I'll show you how I did it. So where do you start? First of all, collect a whole bunch of bricks. Everyone has these lying around. Next, make yourself some pillars. I've used these old concrete pieces, but you can build your own pillars like this. Next, find yourself some really strong wood. I found these, and this is going to be your supporting frame. Put them on top. Since I already made a mock-up version of this fireplace, it's easy to build it back up. This is your support for this stuff. I took an old table apart, and this is also very strong wood. Place it on top. You're actually creating something that looks like a table, but this is your support for all these concrete flats. And even though there are holes over here, they're not going to fall through. I can hear you thinking, wow, is it that simple? Yeah, it's that simple. Next, you will place all these brick on top of your support. The bricks are on top. I've made a small batch of COB. COB is really simple. It's just clay and sand. Mix it together. Use more sand than clay. Then wet down your brick. Grab your batch of COB. In this way the bricks will stick together. Later we will add more. Now there's a thin layer on top. Next, the support, which will make up the firebox. These pillars are just simple round rocks. You can use any kind of bricks. Wet them down a bit, a little bit of COB in between. See how simple this is. You're not using any mortar, but it's still going to be very strong and sturdy. Your firebox needs bricks in the back as well. Fill up all the holes with COB straight away. It's actually best if you use a lot of COB, so it's alright if you leave a thick layer on the bottom. Cover everything with COB on all sides. Fill up all the gaps. Now as you're building, don't make it all too straight, because if you leave it a bit crooked, looking like this, it will add character to your fireplace, and people will know that you built it, otherwise they'll never believe you. I'm going to leave the edges bear. I think that's gonna look really cool. Now this metal thing right here, I need to cut quite a big hole in there, and this needs to be closed. Let's cut this open. This is actually for woodwork, but I'm going to use it to cut the metal. Now you see that it's not necessary to buy any heavy or expensive metal cutter. This works as well. There you go, 15 minutes work. Simple tools, that's how we do it. And this is what it looks like. Now there was another hole right there, so I've got another piece of scrap metal to shape. And now you're probably wondering, how's he gonna attach this to the other metal? Is he going to use a welding machine? Is he going to use high heat sealant? No, 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 of course not. We are using our secret ingredient, which is, of course, COB. Just add a whole bunch of COB. The smoke won't be able to get through. I'm going to fill all this up with COB anyway to protect the wood from the heat. That's going to work really well. Now, of course, we're also going to need a smoke channel. For this, we're using an old garbage can, which goes through the roof. The garbage can goes on top. The advantage is that you can close the lid when it's raining, and when you're going to build a fire, just open it up. To attach this metal thing to the garbage can, I'm going to attach some wires, and I'll use aluminum foil, tin foil. Well, this actually works quite well. It's 1 week later. Everything holds out well. I made another wall right here with brick, because otherwise the smoke would go behind this metal thing. Well, it looks alright, but it's not working. So we'll have to think of something to fix that. I think the hole's not big enough up there. We'll fix that some other time. All this down here, I'm thinking about adding more old bricks all around this and this part right here. Well, this is what we have so far. I've added a lot of bricks to those concrete pillars, and as you can see, the older the brick, the cooler it looks. Underneath and behind there's also brick. We'll cover that with COB. Some of these places are hard to reach, so what I'll do, I'll take a brush and I'll grab some of my COB, and then I'll do this. The COB will stick kinda to it and will leave the same color to the concrete. If this dries up, you won't see any difference. You can use the same technique using a brush right there. This fireplace is done. That means you can start building your own, and I wish you good luck building your own fireplace. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. You can see that building these things is simple, it's easy. Find used materials and you'll be on your way. Good luck.